Through the ages, granite has been one of the most popular stone building materials because it's abundant, extremely durable, safe, and it works well for both interior and exterior applications. The only problem was that for many years, granite was considered too costly for use in the home. But advances in quarrying technology have made it cost competitive with other residential surface materials. And as costs drop, demand rose. In response, more varieties of granite have become available in the United States. Confounded by the popularity of granite, some manufacturers of competing countertop materials launched a smear campaign questioning granite safety by suggesting that granite countertops can emit levels of radon or radiation that pose a health threat. This has created needless confusion and even fear among consumers. Though some media reports confuse the two, radon and radiation are very different. Radon is a naturally occurring gas found throughout our environment. It is commonly found in the basements of homes throughout most of the U.S. The EPA says that by far the primary source of radon in any home is the soil surrounding it. Radon should not be confused with radiation, which refers to particles emitted by radioactive substances. The sun is a primary source of radiation in our environment. Disturbed by the exaggerated media reports about the safety of granite, respected scientists and scientific organizations have criticized the questionable science upon which those stories were based. To put an end to the misrepresentations and fear-mongering about granite, radiation, and radon, the Marble Institute of America, the nation's premier resource for information about natural stone, commissioned one of the largest scientific studies of granite countertops ever undertaken. Beginning in the fall of 2008, researchers examined more than 400 different stone samples, including commonly available granite and varieties considered to be more exotic and harder to find. Overall, the study included stones used in 80% of granite countertop installations in the U.S. It was conducted by Environmental Health and Engineering Incorporated of Needham, Massachusetts, a highly respected firm. EHE President Jack McCarthy describes the striking results.
The vast majority of stones that are sold in the United States today give off virtually no radon or radiation. We were able to take that information and then translate that back to what the potential health risks are. And what we found is that none of the stones that we've tested to this point would pose any health risk to people in a home.
That is consistent with what risk consultant David Ropeek says about the risk of having granite countertops in the home.
You can never rule anything out, but it's as close to zero as you can hope to get about a risk in your life based on what I know. Cumulatively, we have a huge body of evidence that suggests that this particular risk from granite is negligible. We have a lot of scientific evidence that says that this is something that may sound scary, but scientifically really isn't.
Building on the foundation of their analysis, Dr. McCarthy and his scientific team created protocols to test granite countertops in order to create standards for testing and interpreting data from those tests. The goal was to eliminate the questionable and conflicting information cited in some of the media reports by defining the correct, scientifically sound way to test countertops.
This is going to be considered a standard protocol that people will be using for comparison for a long time to come. I think will be considered a gold standard, if you will.
Stone slabs that meet the industry standard for indoor use will be labeled with the MIA's new Home Approved Stone seal. The Home Approved Stone program is designed to reassure consumers about the safety of granite countertops they choose for their homes. The voluntary screening program will be introduced in the second half of 2009. Stone bearing the Home Approved Stone logo will be available later this year. Several different screening systems are currently being certified for use with the test protocols, from handheld scanners to scanner portals like those used in airports around the world. The goal is to offer the industry a variety of tools from which they may choose. The industry hopes to screen slabs at the fabricator-manufacturer level this year and ultimately hopes to screen slabs at quarries. All slabs that pass pre-market screening will carry a home-approved stone label, signed by the person who performed the test. The MIA will track all home-approved stone labels in the distribution chain so that it can identify what company scanned a given slab. A second MIA protocol has been developed to test countertops that have already been installed in homes. The MIA is currently in discussion with the National Radon and Radiation Testing Company to use the newly developed protocols for in-home screening to determine how much granite countertop contributes to radon or radiation levels in the home. Dr. McCarthy of Environmental Health Engineering points out that all of us are exposed to various forms of radiation every day.
We have radiation in our bodies, and there's radiation in our food. And I think the key thing is to be able to put that into appropriate perspective.
The scientist informs us that radiation is emitted by a wide range of products, such as drywall sheets, cinder blocks, bananas, some nuts, even potatoes. Compared to other sources, the level of radiation emitted by granite countertops is negligible. The same is true of radon. AirCheck, a national radon testing and evaluation company, publishes this chart on its website displaying the typical sources of radon around the home. 69% comes from the soil from the house. 18.5% comes from well water. 9.2% from outdoor air. 2.5% from building materials, and 0.5% from public water supplies. That's why the Environmental Protection Agency recommends that every homeowner who is concerned about radon levels have their home tested for radon by a certified radon technician. The good news for consumers is that the MIA's test protocols provide a universal standard for testing and assessing the test results. Beyond creating needless consumer concern about the safety of granite, the recent campaign by the manufacturers of competing materials unfairly threaten the granite industry and the men and women who make their livelihoods from it and who take pride in their work. Perhaps Jack Cedars of Austin, Texas, who's been in the stone business for more than 3 decades, summed up their feelings best.
Honestly, I wouldn't be selling a product that I thought was harmful. I don't think anybody else in this industry would be doing it.
So that's the truth about granite. More tested and more popular than ever before because it's durable, beautiful, and most importantly, safe for consumers in their homes.